He walked into the ring with fire in his eyes, a warrior ready for one last battle. On May 20th, 2023, Greek boxer Apostolis Berber stepped through the ropes for what was meant to be his comeback. This wasn't just another fight. It was a statement to his fans, a promise to himself that the fire inside still burned bright. The crowd roared his name, the gloves touched in a show of respect, and the opening bell echoed through the arena. But by the end of that night, the roar would fade into a deafening silence, and everything would change forever. For 5 rounds, it was a war. Both men traded blows, leaving everything they had in the center of that ring. Then came the 6th round. After taking a heavy, punishing combination, Berber staggered back and slumped into the corner. The referee saw enough and immediately waved off the fight. It was over, but the real fight was just beginning. Moments after the referee's intervention, Apostolis collapsed onto the canvas. Panic set in. Medics rushed into the ring, the frantic shouts for help cutting through the stunned silence of the crowd. They began performing CPR right there, under the harsh glare of the arena lights, as everyone watched, praying for a miracle. He was quickly transported to the hospital, where doctors worked tirelessly for hours, but the damage was too severe. Apostolis Berber was pronounced dead. The official cause was a severe brain hemorrhage, internal bleeding in the brain, a devastating consequence of years of repeated trauma inside the squared circle. What makes this tragedy even more poignant, even more heartbreaking, is the story of the man behind the gloves. Berber wasn't a superstar with million-dollar contracts. He had no major sponsors, no large entourage following him around. He trained himself, often in small, gritty gyms scattered across Athens. For him, boxing wasn't just a sport or a passion. It was his very means of survival. It was how he put food on the table. He was a fighter in every sense of the word, both inside and outside the ring. As more details emerged after his death, a chilling picture began to form. Reports revealed that in the weeks leading up to the fight, Berber had been experiencing dizzy spells and headaches. He knew something wasn't right. His body was sending him warning signs, begging him to stop. But the heart of a warrior is a stubborn thing. He refused to pull out, refused to quit. In a conversation with a close friend just before the bout, his words were hauntingly prophetic. He said, "If I die fighting, let them know I died doing what I love." And in the end, that's exactly what happened. Apostolis Berber's final fight wasn't just a personal tragedy. It sent shockwaves through the entire boxing community. His death reignited the critical and often overlooked conversation about fighter safety. It forced people to ask tough questions. Are the pre-fight medical checks stringent enough? What more can be done to protect athletes in a sport where taking punishment is part of the job description? Are we paying enough attention to the silent, cumulative damage that builds up over a long career? His story is a stark reminder that the price of glory can be impossibly high. It shines a light on the unseen struggles of fighters who compete not for fame, but for honor, for respect, and sometimes simply to make it to the next day. Apostolis Berber's legacy isn't measured in championship belts or undefeated records. His legacy is one of pure, unyielding courage. He reminds us that not every hero gets their hand raised in victory. Some heroes, the truest warriors, earn our eternal respect with their final, courageous breath. Rest in power, champion. Thank you for watching. If this story touched you, please consider liking the video and subscribing to our channel for more content that matters. We'll see you in the next one.